Morning to anyone that's joining me for this bit of practice this morning. Just getting to grips with scheduling a stream. I'm hoping that I got it right, but time will tell. Just trying to see what I can see online. It says I'm live. Scheduling a stream. Very good. I'm hoping that I got it right, but time will tell. Hey, morning. Who's this? Hi, Richard. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Good morning. Can't promise any great chat today from me. I'm going to be a little bit preoccupied with the old Skew. I've been practicing a little, but not a lot. I need to get some more practice in, but as I need a video for me to look back on and see maybe what I did right and what I did wrong, I thought I'd share it. Let's have a look at the wood weapons of choice. Let me see if I can get Touch Portal to control my screens. I think I need to bring up Touch Portal. Touch Portal, where are you? Very much an amateur still, guys. Hey, you can see me okay. Good, good, good. Right, so there's a couple of wood weapons that I'm using today. One of which I think I just dropped on the tip, so I've just had to do a bit of a resharpen on it. This weapon of choice is an Ashley Isles rolled edge, so no sharp edges, 1-inch skew. It's a lovely bit of HSS. I bought it handled, but I would highly recommend not buying the £5 handle that comes with it. It is rubbish. So I had an old Sorby handle lying around. It's not a Sorby skew, it's an Ashley Isles skew, and if you can see the edge, it's a nicely rolled edge, which is lovely, but a flat body. I tried the Sorby rounded skew, and I really didn't get on with that. Hey Steve. Hey Steve. Yeah, so I've got a new wood weapon that came in last week. It's an Ashley Isles skew. It's the same one that Steve Jones used. He's of wood turning fame, and who does numerous videos and is a god as this skew. It's not the same in my hands, I have to say, yet. And I dare say it will never be, because I'll never get the hours at the lathe that Steve's had. But he was kind enough to share with me his weapon of choice. I also have this, which I inherited with the lathe, which is I guess a 1.5-inch skew. I've been regrinding the edge, as it had an incredibly shallow edge before. I've reground it to the Sorby standard, but it's a beast in comparison to the 1 inch. If I put them over the top, you can see that extra ½ inch makes a massive difference. I've been grinding at the edge regularly with a sanding disc to start to roll the edge a little bit more. It had incredibly sharp edges. This is a record power, an old record power tool, and it just happened to come with my previous lathe, and I decided to keep it when I moved that on. But yeah, that's a serious bit of kit and is very heavy. It's about 3/8 of an inch thick. The bevel's about 1 to 1 1/4 the length of that. But yeah, they're both flat, Chris. It's just the edges are rolled on the Ashley aisles. It's still a flat skew. So, for any of the uninitiated, and you guys can help me out as well if I say any untruths. This is the toe of the skew. That's the long point, and this is the heel of the skew. It's the short point. This is the bevel. Some like to refine the toe back, and I believe that's a skew grind popularized by Alan Lacer, and Alan brings it back so there's a bit more of a flat, and that can be used much more easily for doing the old tenon on the end of your tool, and you can use it almost as a straight peeling cut also. I tried it, I didn't get on with it, and to fix it and pull this skew back I had to grind off about 1/4 of an inch of metal. So if you're going to go for it, be prepared if you want to go back to the usual angle to take it back. Now I go so far just with the Sorby angle. Hey Paul, so I've got the Vicmark VL240. Yeah, alright, it's a big boy lathe. But I had a Hegner previously. That was also a big boy lathe and was my first lathe. I was lucky enough to find it within a few miles last March. But I took the decision to invest as I'd spent a year in the hobby. Kind of like it. The community spirit is awesome. While we've never met, a number of people on this chat now I would call friends or very close to friends, and I'm sure if we met in a pub we would get on with like a house on fire over well, hopefully not on fire, but over a pint of beer or 2 or 3, and that's something I really hope that some of us can achieve over the next few weeks. I know there's a few of us that are a bit local, within 4, 5, 6 miles of where I am. So if the pubs do open in April or earlier, and the beer gardens are there, we'll get together. So I use this lathe in a 2-day lesson that I had with Mick Ambry at Simon Hope's. Simon Hope's got one of these. It's his personal lathe, and to be fair, I couldn't stop thinking about it since that lesson. And I thought, how many lathes might I buy over my lifetime? I'm in my mid-40s now. Should I just put my hand in my pocket and buy something that I should never need to upgrade from? So that's basically where I've done that, and Simon's helped me to do it. So all of that is the reason that I'm standing next to a VL240, which is yeah, very nice piece of kit, Paul. Yeah. Not at the same time as on the lathe. And now you remind me, You do remind me. Let's get a bottle of water out, because yesterday, this isn't going to be a marathon, by the way, guys. I'm only intending to stand here for an hour, maybe a little bit more, if that even. Hey, no, I agree. I think the dreaded skew is what a lot of people call it. It's the one tool in my toolbox that more than any other I would like to master. And I've spent probably the least amount of time using it. More time looking at it, more time listening to other people's stories and concerns, and now I think the time's right for me to start thinking about using it a bit more. Right, I think that's enough about the lathe. All it does is spin wood at the end of the day, I suppose. Although I could say it has made a massive difference to some of the things that I've been able to do. I've been able to destroy 3 boxes in one day, as I did yesterday, which some of you might have seen, which I've never done before. But there are some things that I've been able to turn that I think are completely due to the lack of vibration. I had a 14-inch piece of monkey puzzle on this last week. I had a 14-inch piece of beech on it, out of round, and it didn't move. It absolutely didn't move. It's 470 kilograms in the space of approximately. It's a very small footprint in the space of 4 foot, 5 foot long, and that's with the extension bed. So from end of the motor to end of the extension box is only 5 foot, and there's 450 kilograms plus of weight with the outrigger for the bowl and the extension swing away for the yeah, re the radius skew. Do you mean the Allen Lacer one that has the curve to the end of the blade, so it tapers off, or do you mean the rolled edge? Just need to move that to see if I've got a good connection on it. Sorry guys. Still getting to grips with feeling like whether the chat's hung or it's just me. I go on 4G. Right, okay. So I'm just going to do. I had a couple of runs, but I'm just going to do a couple of planing cuts along the length, just to get a feel for it. Let me know if the angles are any good. I've been playing with those as well, but it's useful to know whether these are good. And this is a piece of sycamore, so it should be quite nice wood, unlike the brown oak that I was trying to build a box out of, and thread and everything else yesterday. Right, so here we go. I'm just going to start off 1500. Hold your breath, find the bevel. So I think I need to move my rest along, so I'm falling off the rest. Interesting knocking sound towards the end. I think my live So I'm just going to try swapping my live centre Um, but that seems to, looks like I've sharpened it right anyway. Right, so shall we, is there too many views? Let's try this one then, see if this one's any better. Remove the overhead. You can concentrate on that. You can see my hand. Let me know, we'll try a few things out. From my perspective, watching it back, I like to be able to see what I'm doing with my feet. As a cricketer, I was notoriously bad at moving my feet when I was batting, and that's something I came to know in later life, as I was a little bit older, that made things much easier if you move your feet. So let's just try swapping this live center for another. Because it's got that noise that sounded a bit like the old tailstock was loose, or I'd left something in the tailstock, like the knocking bar, which of course none of us ever do. Just seems pretty quiet. Now I do have something for later that I'm saving. I don't know if anyone would recognise what this might be, but I have a propensity to reclaim wood. Nice wood blank that, but some of you might recognise the old label on there, and if I were to put that on the end and that on the other end, then you might recognise it. But yeah, I'm reclaiming some wood at times, and I'm thinking I might be able to make quite a few peg people for my son and other bits and pieces out of these kind of things. I've made a French rolling pin out of that. Yeah, can't remember the last time I did any dancing, gotta be honest. Right, so let's get the skew back on, raise the handle. Quite a nice shine on that. So is there anything, do you notice anything in the angle that I'm approaching at, or anything else? Is there any way I've got to, I think the planing cut to me seems relatively straightforward. Make sure the chisel's on there, present the bevel, lift slightly, and then turn. Afternoon. Not quite. Sorry. Still morning. I seem to find it easier to skew to use the skew from right to left. And I have more control this way than the other way, which is away from my body. So from right to left, I feel like I have a lot more control. Because I feel like I'm reaching with my arm over the top, although that's a much nicer cut, obviously, because it's with in the right direction. If I could find a So in terms of the cutting edge, help me out guys and girls. For a planing cut I need to use this area in the centre mainly. Is that correct? For a peely cut I might use this. I might use further down the heel, and if I'm doing the beads, obviously beads start here, move down to the base. But I should never be cutting this angle with anything up here. This is a dead zone, catch zone. Right, so let's try a V cut or two. Need to find a zoom. Sorry guys, it'll be 1 minute, just for your pleasure, for your viewing pleasure, hopefully. So, let's go with a V. Put the old visor down, silly boy. I'm going to try and roll a bead in a sec. So I'm just going to make this wide enough, and then I'm going to go for a bead. A bead that was, nothing else. A bit deeper on this side. Not too far off. Don't want to go too far, otherwise I'll end up parting this off. So, how zoomed do you want me? We can go 2 secs. I need to send it to the back. And you really want to go zoom. Let's do it. How's that? So, pick up the cut, turn the edge, don't catch the heel, take the edge around, small, go small to start with, take the edge, and then roll it, and then make it straight, yeah? On the heel side. See, I shouldn't be watching the screen and reading the messages without the context. I did that yesterday and got myself in a real tangle. So, making sure the head mask and the face mask, so you want to protect this face, is good, and we're gonna go for it. Concentrate. 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 More positivity. Ride the bevel. Ride the bevel. Sorry about the mantras coming out. Ride the bevel. It's going to be a really annoying video if I keep saying ride the bevel all the time, isn't it? But if it means that that felt good. got a bit of a clean up in there. Let's just have a little bit of a clean up in there. And then we're going to have a little mark in there. Ride the bevel. Ride the bevel. Ride the bevel. More positive control. Be positive, not tentative. Use the force Luke. Think in Russian. Is the force strong in this one? Who knows? One day, Master Jedi. How was that for you guys? Probably took you on a bit of a ride there. Mole Valley, remind me your name. I'm ever so sorry. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. Firefox down. What a movie. What a movie. Come on guys, we must have some famous movie lines that are that can beat must have some famous movie lines that can beat my my random musings there to suit this situation. My musings are going to be very much Star Wars related, I'm afraid. So in terms of stance guys, I'm very much, a lot of the time, facing the skew is right in front of me in my eye line when I'm going right to left and moving with my body, so the skew doesn't change in my eye line, it very much changes. Has anyone else got anything that I should maybe do differently in that area? Yeah. I may go to the sharp skew at some point. I'd love to be able to turn a sphere with a skew. Wouldn't that be something? But maybe today's not the day to try it. But, you know, sometimes I think with these lives, and, you know, I've got to be careful what I say, of course. But, and I'm not talking about jeopardy, but you know what it's like when you go to the golf course, or you're in the pub, and you're playing pool on that table. I think pool's universal, right? Pool's universal. We play pool in all over the world, don't we? You're playing pool on that table in the back of the pub, and it's got tiny little pockets on it, and you're wondering, how the hell does a professional clear the table at every sitting? And then if you're lucky enough, you get to go to a live event, and then you wander down to have a look at the pool table because you're like, wow, these guys are amazing. And then you find out that the pockets are 2 to 3 times the size of the pockets that you've been playing on in the down the pub after a few pints, and it all starts to become clear. And if you're a golfer, you go out onto the golf course and you think, bloody hell, how do these golfers hit this ball out of the rough 150, 200 yards? And a lot of the time it's to do with the quality of the rough. So if you're lucky enough, you get to go to a live golf event and walk around the course, and if the crowd haven't trampled it, someone's been round with a lawnmower in the morning and cut all the rough. And then you start to think, how does that apply to other things? Then you start to realise that the love of sycamore as a wood for wood turners that I ideally like, might be as a consequence of someone like me with very little experience and still learning capability to be able to turn a sphere. And then you think, that box that I blew up 3 times yesterday, if I'd have made that out of sycamore and not out of a piece of something barely good enough for my fire, might have I had a different experience in my workshop yesterday. Now those are the musings of a madman. But while I was doing that, I was able to hold my concentration quite well. So you'll just have to bear with me, because if I ramble on, it may well just be what I need to do to focus. And yet again, something's starting to appear out of a piece of wood that I had no intention at the start. This is why I love this hobby so much. Oh, am I leading the cut with the point, Richard? So, now, for this one, I was on the bevel and the point was not cutting. The point was just off, and I guess I could say, where's my pen? What was cutting? I don't know whether this works for anyone, but you can tell me if I'm not working. But I was cutting very much with that on those 2 items. I think probably there. So if you can see, I'm off the picture now. 2 secs. Too bright. 2 secs. Let's see if I turn the lights off, what happens. This is sycamore, guys, so apologies. So Richard, the black mark, that was really the area that I was cutting with and over, and then leading with a point down onto the piece. Is that bad form? So it kind of feels like I should put some kind of funky hat or hairstyle on top of this, doesn't it? And I've maybe turned myself in some kind of little person that I can give to my son later, which has completely come out of the blue. But let's do a bit more turning while I wait for see if Richard wants to give me an answer. The toe. No, he's going this way. Does that work? I'm hoping that's okay. Toe, heel. safer if I turn it off. And this one that way, and I turned it over on that one that way, then round to the neck, and then down into toe. As far as I'm aware, V-cut, slicing cut. The majority of the work with the Skew is leading with the heel. Okay. Honestly guys, advice is good for me. Make me think. Make me think. Just keep making me think, guys, because I need the thoughts. I know something I haven't asked about is speed. So I'm at about 1500 here on a 1 inch. It's about a 1 inch piece of wood, maybe a bit more. Should I be turning that up? What do we think? Not quite right, is it? Trying to use the force again. Where's Obi-Wan Kenobi when you need him? Every now and again it just reminds you, don't lose your concentration. So, what kind of hat should we put on them? Just tidy that up. Well, let the wood tell us what it wants to be. Let the wood tell us. Let the wood tell us. Someone shout at me for doing that. I don't know if it's the right thing to do. It felt like the right thing to do. Whew. I think a top hat would work quite well. Let's do the old top hat. So, sorry about that light, guys. Trying to use the force, guys. Trying to use the force. Yep. Not sure. I think I might stop there. Then we might start on. I think I saw some of our Aussie friends in. Is there anyone here from the other side of the world? I thought I saw a g'day earlier. Hey Chris. So I'm about to hook up something precious to you, and it's precious to me because I'm from Yorkshire, but I don't want to taint just Yorkshiremen as cricket-loving freaks like you guys are in Oz. So you're probably going to tell me you don't watch cricket. Fair enough. It's not quite the other side of the world, Helen, although you might feel like it is at times. Not quite the other side of the world. Now that looks horrendous. What have I done there? Scraped it. So I'm not even going to sand this because so I'm quite happy with it, although I'm going to have to take that corner off. My son will cut himself on that. Poor old Wilbur. The last thing I want to do is give him an injury. Hey Lawrence. We had a lovely holiday in Malta 2.5 years ago. And since then, with the birth of my son Wilbur and the pandemic, we've not been able to get back. But yeah, had a lovely time. Enjoyed the rabbit stew. It's one of the specialities. I'm going to clean that off. I'll cut that off later. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with the finish I've managed to get that markings, the black marker pen that I've been putting on the tool. But yeah, quite pleased with the which way? That way, this way. Quite pleased with the overall finish off the Skew. No complaints. So, Chris, no points for guessing what these items have come from if you didn't get to catch the start of that. It's the world's shortest cricket stump. Just in case anyone was wondering what that might be. Here we go. Medina. We did go to Medina, and we went to the walled city. Is that Medina? We actually stayed in the what's known to be the party district side of town. It was only a couple of years ago, but it just so happened that the oh, that's not going to work, is it? Well, look at that. That was a good one. Yeah, holidays. What are those? So let's see if we can't work out how to get this. Wow. How to get this nice piece of ash up on the old. Let's see what we can manufacture in terms of angles with this thing. So, bear with. Always trying to improve my watch back experience, which hopefully improves your watching experience. Alright, that's the best I can get out of that one. Excuse the grunting. Okay, let's see. Let's see now. Sorry guys, bear with. What about What about that? So let's see, what does that look like? Ooh, it's not great. Well, maybe we'll just plane it down. Got to take something off it. And then the master stroke. Please don't ask me where I got this, because I am not going to be able to tell you, because I just procured it. I'm going to replace, oops, the standard with 2 reducing collets. There's actually a bearing reducing collet, and that's a reducer. That takes me from 30 to 1 inch. That takes me down to 1 inch. And that one, which I found recently, on top of that takes me down to 20 mil. And then at 20 mil we can get the big gun out. So Chris, I have to say, I've not seen a lot of things made out of cricket stumps, but a walking stick might not be a bad shout. So I've undressed it. It's almost the length of that stump. Not bad. Yeah. So I am going to just try and see if I can't rig up an overhead, but I'm convinced that this is going to be way too long. Way too long for that. But let's see. Sorry guys. Technicalities, of course. I'm going to go multiple angles on this one. Oh, we're almost there. We're almost there. We are almost cooking with gas, as my mother used to say, bless her soul. Yeah, take that out, stick that somewhere else. No one really needs to know that I've got a YouTube channel, do they? Let's stick that up there. Make that a little bit smaller. Right. Let me get that right across the top. Let's get rid of meat. Logitech bite. Right guys, this might be a bit of a brain drain in terms of all the angles, and I apologise for that. But again, it's a learning experience for me too, and I'm just trying to get the best possible angles for me to watch it back. So if you just bear with me, then that's really useful, because the benefit of your thoughts and experiences is proving invaluable to my learning, so I'm very pleased with that. Good. Right, so let's see if that just needs another tweak. Are those angles alright? Good. Let's do it. So guys, I made someone a French rolling pin out of a cricket stump last week as a test piece. They asked if I might be able to make some, and I thought, well, they'd asked me for a 24-inch French rolling pin, which I thought was pretty large, right? And by the time I turned it, this tool rest is 24 inches. So by the time I turned it, it was pretty much as long as you can see in this light bit. That's blown out badly, isn't it? That's blown out badly. Let's have a look. See if we can't fix that. Just trying to fix the picture. Oh. Oh, that was close. Let's have a look. Is it brightness or exposure? It's exposure. There we go. I'll do the same with this one. Sorry guys, all this light wood. So in 10 minutes time I'm going to go off air, I'm afraid guys, because I'm aware Wayne the wood turner will be turning, and I'm sure you'll all leave to go and watch Wayne anyway, but I'd quite like to watch his live too. So. Okay. I'm just going to clean off the ends. I'll do the same at this end. It's a very long overhang, but so I think I'm going to be able to get up to full speed in a sec. But yeah, lovely piece of ash these. Right, let's go. Oh. 1700, let's see if we can get it up to 2000 in a second. See how my nerves are doing. There we go, 2000. Concentration. Losing concentration. Plus, this rest is moving. I think I'm probably going to do... I'm probably going to do a French rolling pin again. So that's 20 inches. 20 inches that end, 20 inches this end. Butcher in this piece. Take the time. Use the force. Very dry. So I think the Skew is telling me get yourself to the Sorby Pro Edge and give yourself a sharpen. Which is completely fair enough. I'm gonna pop over to see Wayne the woodturner in a minute. So, Chris, thanks for hanging out. What time is it with you over there? Honestly, don't know how that works, guys. Just finding out how many people are watching. Honestly, don't know how that works. 11 PM. Okay. So we've got a bit of a rock on. We've got a really nice spiral pattern as a consequence down here. I wish I could do that on purpose. Look at that. That's amazing. Sometimes the wood just does things, doesn't it? So I'm close to the interesting 28 inches with no support. That's amazing. Or I don't know if you can see that, but I'd love to be able to replicate that on purpose. Okay, guys, thank you. I'm going to love you and leave you. Get yourself over to Wayne the Woodturners channel. I assume everyone's got Wayne's details. Let me have a look, see if I can ping him in. Wayne the Woodturner, Flaming Turner. Oh, that's interesting. Is he not popping up in the alerts? So look guys, I'm going to drop off here. I need to go down the tip and take some shavings down there. But thanks for hanging out. I'm going to enjoy watching this one back. Is it Wednesday? Is it Wednesday tonight? If it's Wednesday, I might just stay on and just see if I can't pare this down a little bit and see what happens. Because I'm quite interested just to see if it's vibrating. Yeah, I think there's definitely some vibration in the teeth. I think you can probably hear it against the bevel. Cheers Chris, thanks for hanging out. Let's try this newly sharpened wood weapon. Yeah, it is Wednesday, but is it Wednesday evening that Wayne's on? See you later, Lawrence. There we go. Sharp cue. Remember to sharpen the chisel. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. So here's my tape measure. 20 inches. Pretty much back on. And then 4.5, 4.5, 2, 4.5. Yeah. Centre 50, 25. Yeah. It's just an old trick. I thought myself, but I suspect it's been an old trick for years. Haha, Richard. It's completely the wrong wood, I'm convinced of it. And I'm so new to this, I didn't... it was a very amateurish mistake, I think. Use of brown oak was just not the right wood. I've got some really nice wood. Really nice wood for making boxes out of. And you know, I should have just used a piece of boxwood, and that would have done it, I think. And I've got you know, I've got some monstrous size pieces as well, which I can't really get so big I can't get them in camera. But yeah, so I should use one of those, I think, for next time. But you know, I don't want to make mistakes with something as everybody tells me is one of the best woods in the world to turn. I don't want to make a mistake with it. I really don't want to make a mistake with it. So that's where I am really with it. Hey Clive, you well? Back on the horse again, so to speak. But oh, that's interesting. 50mm waste pipe. I've got loads and loads of 50mm waste pipe. 2 secs. Let's just check that we're in the same territory. Love these tips. This stuff, it's actually 40mm, but I'm assuming 50mm, 40mm, whatever it is will do the job. The wood that I've got, I don't think grows on trees. Money trees, I think, because all my wood is planed, round, waxed, ready to go, apart from a couple of pieces of monkey puzzle that I got hold of last week. But yeah, I've not managed to find my my wood source yet, but I'm sure at some point I'll manage to find a wood source that supports the hobby. yeah, I need to find that source of wood, which I haven't found yet. I thought I'd found a yard that was going to be able to do some wood, but it seems like a wedding. If you're buying a cake for a wedding, it's astronomical price, whereas if you're buying it for a fire or any other purpose, as soon as you say you're a wood turner, boom, up goes the price. Up goes the price. And that's starting to look okay. Got a bit of a taper down from here. Just need to blend that in. Bit of a taper from there. And just see if we can't. Not too bad. Almost symmetrical, I think. So, Clive, I'm going to read what you said. That's the thing. Cut off around a 3-inch length. Don't forget your 45°. So, who was it? Yes, someone put into the chat. Someone put into the chat yesterday. John Reynolds or Jack Reynolds. Whoever that was that put that in the chat. I watched that video a couple of times last night, and I saw the chamfer. I really did see the chamfer, and he referenced it both times. Plus the direction of travel of the chaser was quite interesting. That he threaded the chamfer first, I think, if I'm not mistaken, with the first two sharp points of the threading tool, and then built that up, and he did it at a 45° angle as well, so he was holding the tool at an angle, he wasn't holding it flat to the piece. And so there are a number of lessons yesterday that I made by that, and I think going and watching and observing, that's the biggest deal for me. This tool I've got in my hand at the moment, the Skew, is something I really want to be able to, I wouldn't say master, because I'm never going to have enough hours at the lathe. I've had a lot of hours this week, but that's all based on being on holiday. But yeah, that's it. John Berkeley. Yeah, John Berkeley. But it's all a super learning curve for me, and having the ability to have you guys that have been doing it for a while, all learning together with the likes of Rob CP, is amazing for me, because we get to sit and watch each other, get ideas. We try not to copy each other as learners, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. Just need to take a little bit more off this side. I think the Skew's just one of those tools that I've come across in my life that if you're tentative with it and not confident, it comes to bite you. And that's why I want to get confident with it. Not arrogant or blasé, but I want to get confident with it because, you know, throughout my life I've done a few things that require a delicate touch, but that comes with confidence in order to be successful. And I am very much trying to build that confidence. I'm hoping I'm not trying to be too ambitious. But if I can learn what causes a catch and try to avoid that, then I can get a lot more joy and fun out of the hobby, because I want to use the right tools for the job. I want to use the right tools for the job, not just the tool that works, but the right tool for the right job at the right time. And that's what I find about this hobby that really intrigues me, is there are so many things out there to use and do, but actually the toolkit's generally relatively straightforward from what I can see. Spindle gouge, skew, bowl gouge, parting tool. I've got a rack of tools about 6 foot high, and apart from the hollowing tools, which I get right, I think I'm going to try all that shape. Try that shape out. I'll give it a sand later after I've had some lunch, and I'm going to try all that out and see whether that's more akin, because the 24-inch. Yeah, Clive, I've watched a few videos. Colwyn Wader's a good one. Don't know if I've seen the Richard Raffan one. I probably have. Before I started turning, I literally must have watched every possible YouTube video that was on the internet, and as a consequence, came to know quite a lot of the guys that are involved in the YouTube side: Martin Saban-Smith, Mike Walt, Carl Jacobson. Can't remember his name, but worth the effort. They were all kind of my introduction to turning. Yeah, and I had to go to quite some lengths to make it fit a Vic Mark lathe, because it's only a 20mm. It's only a 20mm main bar, so I had to get a reducer from 30 to an inch, and then I had to seek out a bearing reducing sleeve, which again, not a wood turning item, but does the job right, and is machined to an inch of its life. It is perfect fit, to to make it fit. If I don't know who it's made by. I think it's maybe made by Hegner. I don't know. But yeah, it's a cool piece of kit. I got another. There's another 12-inch that comes with it, but I've got a 12-inch. Well, it's slightly less. I've got a 10-inch rest that came with the Vic Mark, so 12's a handy size to have as well. But DAWG, I've no idea. What's DAWG, Bob? Ah, Clive. Good stuff. We're on the same trajectory. You're a few months behind me. I started watching videos before Christmas last year. I sorted my garage out, turned it into a workshop, made the space for the tools of the job, and then went off lathe hunting. I went second hand to start with because I wasn't sure whether it was something I would carry on, but I'm really enjoying it, and the community aspects are superb. So I picked up a Hegner lathe with a few tools for I can't remember how much it was now, 600-700 quid, and never looked back really. Hey Andy H. So I'm just about to turn in now because I made the mistake the last couple of days of getting overly excited about having time in the workshop, setting myself up at 10 o'clock in the morning, coming out of the shop at 3, not having had a drink or anything to eat. So it's a good option for dieting, but I need to go and find some food and some water. National Woodturners Association. Okay, I'll have a look into that. I did join my local club here, which was Colchester Woodturners. Well, I was about to join Colchester Woodturners, and they had a regular meet, I think a monthly meeting. Paul Howard's a member of that group, and a few others that pro turners locally. And then lockdown happened in February, so I went to my first meet in Feb, got my lathe in March, and ever since then I've just been in the shed with YouTube. So yeah, but no, it's good, really enjoying it, and having this ability to just have a few people in the workshop for me is a godsend, because I wouldn't say the workshop's a lonely place. It's not when you're focused and you're concentrating, but I definitely would have a few friends over, other wood turners over. We'd have some time in the shop, we'd be drinking coffee, you know, we might have a musing about some things that we've turned over the week. I could see how that would work, but I've never had the opportunity to do it, so being able to do this and just have a chat with you guys is great. I'm even thinking about, you know, Zoom and how I can get the Zoom together. I'm aware there's a few turning work groups that, you know, put their cameras on, join up to a Zoom channel, and you can chat away to each other, because live chat can be a bit distracting. I see the value in earworms, definitely see the value in earworms, but you know, it's all good. And I don't have a massive internet connection here. I think we've got a 5 megabit per second upload. Got quite a fat pipe on the download, which means that my wife can still work while I'm doing this on holiday. But I think yeah. Am I on Facebook? Yes, I am on Facebook. I'm on Instagram as well. If you want messaging me through Instagram, I think it's probably the easiest route. as you can send a direct message on Instagram to I Love Wood Turning. If you just look up instagram.com/I Love Wood Turning. I think we're already friends on Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, if you want to drop me a line, that's cool. Right, I'm going to put these chisels to bed. Not wrong to say that's a chisel, I hope. I see all the debates about gouges and chisels, and wood turners don't use chisels, but I'm sure this is called a skew chisel, but it could just be called a skew, so maybe one of you guys can put me right as the last thing before I go for lunch. Is it just the skew, or is it the skew chisel? Right, I'm not sure whether that's hung up, but I need to dust off the old phone. I don't know whether you can see that, but so, so yeah. But is it a chisel or just the skew? Cheers, guys. Look, I'm going to do what Richard says. Close down the chat, close down the stream. But it's been fantastic. Thanks again, and cheers for the company. Really appreciate it. Cheers, guys.